Hello guys, my name is Destiny Franks, and in today's tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to create this registration form over here that actually reacts with the database in a way that when you fill in this form here and click on create account and you see your data has been saved to the database, you actually come here and refresh and see your data in the database. So stick around. So before we jump into our Visual Studio Code and start writing down some codes, let us first of all set up the database table. So just click on new and let's give it a database name of create account and click on create. So database connection account has been created. Then let's give the table a name of users and 4 columns. Let's check it out. 1 2 3 4 plus the ID. 4 columns here because the confirmed password won't be in the database, so we don't have to add the column of the confirmed password. So just click on go from here and just wait a couple seconds for this, and it's done. So we have to name our table from here. The first one should be the ID, then the second one should be the username, the third one should be the email, and the password. So we have to change the type of the ID, leave it integer, and change the username to varchar, even the image and the password. And we have to add a length of 11 for the ID, 21 for the username, 21 for the email, and 100 for the password. So and we also need to auto increment. Let me just bring this over here. We need to auto increment the ID, so it automatically assigns a new ID to new users that are registered. So just click on go and the table is pretty much done. Just scroll down and click on save over here, and we are done creating the tables in the database. So let's jump back to our Visual Studio Code. So this is the form HTML codes. A link to this code will be in the description below, so check it out if you want to follow along. And we need to create a new file for the processing of the PHP table, which is process.php, and another one connection.php. So in the form, we have to change our form action from here to process.php because that's where we want our informations and any information that we want to display, and also change the method to post. So from here we can save the changes that we've made. So let's create a connection between our database and our code. So in order to do that, let's first of all write down the PHP scope and add a connection variable to a connection, make a variable of a connection. And we will also need to use this function which helps us connect our MySQL, which helps us connect our Visual Studio Code, our code here, to the database. So the function is MySQL underscore connect with a parenthesis and a column and end. So in the parentheses we have to fill in the localhost, which is our local host server, then localhost and comma, and put in the roots, and the password should be null, and name of the database, which is create account. Okay, so let's just confirm that real quick. This is it here, create account. Okay, I think this is done, and we have to write an if statement which would tell us if the connection didn't go through. If the connection to the database didn't go through, echo check your data, check your database connection. Okay, so let's go to the process.php and begin writing some codes here. So the first thing you have to do here is require the connection here. So we have to require once and give a single string with the name of the connection file, which is connection.php, and terminate this with a colon. And below here we need to check if the connection is actually working when we click on this button, create account. So we have to write an if statement of if is set of the super global variable of post is set to the name of the button, which is save. So let's just confirm that this is the button over here and the name is save. Is set to the name of the button, which is save. What should we do? We should echo working. Let's see if this is actually working. So let's save everything, and okay, I think this should be okay. So when we click on create accounts, okay, syntax error unexpected, please, on line 3. So okay, we made a mistake here. Let's change this back to this and refresh. Okay, this is supposed to be by SQLI_connect, and I think this should be pretty much done. So you see working. When we click on this button over here, that means our connection is actually working. So from here, let's remove this working and begin to assign some real variables to this. So the first one is username, and we'll also have to use this function of my SQLI_escape_strange with the parentheses. So in this parentheses, we need to pass in the variable of the connection from this connection page here, and we also need to pass in the super global variable of post of username in a single string, username. So I think this is pretty much it. Then we have to duplicate this into 4 places, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I think this is what we have to do from here, duplicate it into 4 places. So let's do that quickly. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have to rename this to email. Also rename this, hold down alternate, click on this, also hold down the alternate key and click on this, and rename it to password. And we also have to rename this one to C password. Okay, rename it to C password. Then I think that's what's in the C password, email, and username. So I think this is pretty much okay. Let's check if they are actually working. So we need to write an echo statement of echo the username, also echo the email, and echo the password. Let's see if this is actually working. So come back here and then refresh this page. Let's just fill in the programmer 123@gmail.com 123 and 123, and as you can see, this is actually working. So let's go back here and remove this, and let's write an if statement of empty. That is, if there are empty spaces, if there are empty blanks that wasn't filled up, what should happen? So if there is an empty blank of username, or okay, let's just duplicate this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Username, or an empty blank in the email, or an empty blank in the password, or an empty blank in the C password. Okay, then what should happen? We should echo fill in the blank, fill in the blank spaces. So let's actually check if this is working and refresh your code. So fill in this on 1 2 3, and let's leave this one. So you see, fill in the blank spaces, it's actually working. And we also need to write an if statement that will show if the two password matches each other or if they don't match. So we have to put if the variable of password does not match the variable of C password, what should actually happen? Then we should echo password does not match. Okay, let me correct this. Then we should echo password does not match. And let's check out this once more. Refresh your page. This should be the programmer, program123@gmail.com, 12312, and create account. So we see this security detail here which says password does not match. So that is the second security that we'll be using. Now the third security that we'll be using here is to hash the password. So we have to create a variable of pass which is equal to md5. That is the hashing method, and passing the variable of the password, which is the one we want to get hashed and terminate this. So the next variable we have to pass is the SQL. So from here we need to insert into users. Let's confirm this. Yes, users. Insert into users with the parentheses of username, email, password, then with a values of single string of username, comma, single string, email, comma, and single string pass. That is this one with the corrupted password. So we should terminate this over here. Then let's check a result of my SQLi query. So we need to run the query of the connection and the SQL itself. So let's terminate this over here. Then check if, write an if statement of if the result is true, what should actually happen? Echo your data has been saved to the database. So let's terminate this here and actually check if all these codes here are actually working. So let's just cross check this real quick. I think everything here is okay. So let's come back here and refresh this code, and let's fill in this programmer123@gmail.com, 123 your data has been saved to the database. So let's actually check our database here. Click on the browse, and as you can see, it's actually working. It's the hashed password here with the username and the ID that has an auto increment and the email. So let's actually sign up another user with the username of admin@yahoo.com and the password of 1234 and create account. Your data has been saved to the database. So when we refresh this page, we can see a new user here. So let's actually do the things the other way around by putting in the wrong password, which is 123 and 1234. So you can see password does not match. Okay, this is showing your data has been saved to the database. I think this is pretty much it for today's video, guys. In the next video, we'll be learning how to create a login form in the PHP that interacts with the database and your form. So see you there. And if you did enjoy what this video was all about and want to see more programming and development tutorials, tutorials on my channel, do make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon near the subscribe button to stay notified whenever I release a new video. And I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.